We're live. Oh.
Trouble with the phone.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. We have a very long agenda and a very short time span, so we're gonna jump right in. And we are gonna revise the agenda a little bit, so bear with us. In the well, I'm going to skip my remarks because of the time frame and go right to approval of minutes from our regular meeting on September 15th. Does anyone have questions on minutes? No, I'll take them. Okay. Steve, Janet, all in favor?
Aye.
And communications from CEO Peter.
Yeah, nothing of earth, I'll make this short also, nothing of earth-shattering significance. As everybody knows, the federal government shutdown still going on. All the employees are still reporting in, so we're functioning fine. The other matters are relatively minor, so that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Reports from committees, governance.
That's mine, thank you. Just at our meeting, succinctly, we reviewed the governance charter. No changes recommended. All of us have in front of us our authority, our self-evaluation, which please fill out and return to me as it's instructed. And I'll compile that and file that appropriately. One of the recommendations from the board, or from the chair, committee rather, to the board that I don't think needs formal approval is that we do have committees report out to the full board at board meetings. And, again, they'll be short, sweet, to the point. I know the minutes or the full video is up, but again, just so that everyone is aware of what's happened. And one of the things that we did at our meeting that I just want to bring to attention is we also talked about trainings for the board to keep us updated. Governance, while we all have to take the authority training for ethics and FOIL, that is when we start. We'd like to have an update. We recommend having updates on that. Ethics, opens meetings, FOIA, procurement, and also get into some other trainings, a little deeper dive into airport operations. Again, I don't think we need a formal approval by the board. It's just our recommendation going forward, food for thought for the chair, vice chair, and the CEO. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. I know we've talked about both training and reporting earlier. Obviously, great idea. I don't think anyone on the board has an issue with those recommendations. So yeah, we will adopt that.
Thank you.
COO, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everything's going well. Revenues are up. Our sheets available are going up coming this winter. On the construction side, the contractor is adding additional staff. He's up into the 70s, whereas earlier we were in the 40s, 50s. Now we're hitting 70s. We actually hit 79 workers. So the project is going very well. We're starting to see soffits going up. We're starting to see the ceilings being completed. The contractor's getting ready to install the ceiling system, the finished ceiling system. So we're looking for a mid-February opening of the Parker Hall, and that remains today. So I'll defer to John if he wants to add any comments.
No, getting ready, everything ready for winterizing, getting ready for the winter, getting the ground. We'll have a final traffic pattern set up shortly, probably early November before the holiday, and it'll stay that way through the holidays.
All right. Thank you. CEO Margaret.
Good morning. Thank you,
CFO.
Mr. Chairman. I'll go pretty quickly. Monthly employments for September, August, we're here to report on August, but I have September numbers and happy to say that they were the highest September numbers on record. October's trending about 10% over last year. So good news in the employment. FBO gallons are trending right where they should be. Operating revenues are ahead of budget. Parking revenues are following the same trend with parking increases from January. Rental car revenues, again, following on trend. Operating expenses showing below budget. And quickly show our net profit with the airport
We
and the
can't hear you
FBO.
when
What's
you
up?
talk that way.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, I guess I'll go through my slides this way. The net operating profit for the airport and the FBO are up for the month of August. Year-to-date operating revenues over budget. Year-to-date operating expenses are under budget. Shows the activity on our line of credit draws. We're standing at 13 million. And it shows your airline schedules, daily departures for each airline and where they go. And lastly, the airline use and lease agreement. We're meeting to discuss the environmental language. We did that in September. Just waiting for airline comments back and hopefully present a final airline agreement at the December meeting. And also a quick note, we did present the preliminary budget to the Finance Committee earlier this month, and that will be brought to the full board in December for adoption, final budget. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you, Margaret. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll go to John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the terminal elevator is currently elevator number 10 in B concourse at the very end is being worked on. They're installing the new equipment. All the rip out is done. They're working on putting in new equipment that should be back in service in about 3 weeks. South Perimeter Road, spoke with the contractor last Tuesday, and they're going to be here starting this week doing layout and plan to start doing the work outside of the wetland areas starting next week. Car rental facility, nothing, no real change on that. That's just a placeholder for that till we get that going with the booths in the baggage carousel area. GA apron, we got an action item today for the GA apron. We're happy to announce that we got some additional funding from the FAA, so we're going to be looking to the board to award ALS 1 and ALS 2 to Reifenberg, who was already awarded the first part, the GC part, so that's going to be ready to go for an April start. Traffic signal upgrade, just waiting for the vendor to put the on-demand monitor into engine 8 for the firehouse. The camera code seems to be working pretty well. I don't. Have you tried it? Okay. Fuel fire suppression. FS&S is the alarm system. They're going to start up there next week, putting the alarm system in. I spoke with United Fire, who's doing the hardware for the foam and stuff. They'll be here late in the month. They're still finishing their fabrication. Mauser lights, we're still on board with that. DLC actually did some work at the end of runway 1 the other night, putting a junction can in, and that'll go forward. And then next year, the FAA will come back and do the rest of the Mausers.
Transformer project is going well. We moved the existing sidewalk, curbing, brick wall, put the new security fence in, and now National Grid has their sub coming in to do the site work in order to put their equipment in. So we're moving well there.
Take any questions?
Any questions for John? None? Okay, do we have anything with legal?
Nothing for the public facing portion of the meeting, thank you.
Great, thanks. Helen, got something?
Our concessions workforce is for September at 142 individuals. 82 are minorities, which gives us a 58% representation. For the month of August, I don't have September numbers yet, but we did take in $1,876,000, which gave us $11.58 per employment, which is very healthy. The ambassadors, of course, are doing very well, very busy. They are busy with the guest services, which is almost at 58,000 so far for the year. And on the canines, it's over 47,000. We've done a few tours and all is well. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, questions? Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.
Matt?
be brief because I have a few more slides than typical. Recent media coverage, the government shut down pretty much from the day it began on October 1st through Friday. We've received consistent calls from local media just looking for updates, see virtually all of the significant local news outlets have run at least one story on it. And as Peter said in his remarks, we haven't seen an impact here, whether it be TSA or delays due to the fact that our roughly 250 federal employees have continued to show up on a daily basis with pride and professionalism and do their jobs the way they're trained to do. About a month ago, 3 weeks ago at this point, we've had a leather stocking honor flight, first one in about a year. 60 veterans on that flight, plus 30 additional members of their group, and that was covered by Spectrum News and Channel 13. Local nonprofits stepping up, collecting donations and funds for federal government employees impacted by the shutdown. They sent out a press release a couple of weeks ago, and that has been covered by the Times Union and all 4 local TV stations. We had a big press event here last week recognizing some members of the airport community, firefighters Southwest, and Albany County Sheriff's Office who saved the life of a gentleman who went into cardiac arrest. And he reached out to us and said he wanted to come and thank people who are responsible for him still being here today, and that received a great deal of coverage on social media and online. And lastly, from recent media coverage, Albany Broadcasting, which owns Fly 92 and a half dozen other stations, came and served lunch to federal employees on Friday, and that was covered by News Channel 10. Social media, September wasn't the busiest month, especially compared to August, which was a very busy month, but it's trending sort of right on the same line with where we've been at over the course of the year. Gained over 2,700 followers so far this year, and our total audience at the end of the month was just under 23,000 followers. We've since climbed well past that, given that we've had a very, very, very busy October so far on social media. Busiest or most viewed and engaged with posts for the month of September were a new graphic we came up with that lists all 25 nonstop routes, and then sort of recaps social media photo album of our 25th anniversary celebration with Southwest. Website, over 41,000 people used the website in September, which is a busy month. Most of them, again, going to our flights page. Upcoming events, we discussed this last week, but this Wednesday at 10 o'clock at ARF, we have a regional advisory board meeting, which includes some representatives of a few other local county governments and a couple other stakeholders like the Capital Region Chamber. We'll be here just for sort of a general update and overview of where the airport is today and where we're going in the months and years to come. We've been in pretty frequent communication with the State Department of Transportation, the new thinking for unveiling the sensory room and children's play area. Instead of a formal press conference, the DOT commissioner is looking to do sort of more of a walk and talk guided tour that media would be invited on, and that's how we would sort of unveil those spaces to the public. More to come, haven't landed on a date yet. The commissioner's been out of the country, but we're hoping it's very soon. Just 2 quick things. On Friday, we had a great team from the airport. You see, that's it, participated in CDTA and the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink bus poll. This event raised a few $1,000s in the fight against breast cancer. Airport was one of the sponsors, and it's something we were happy to be a part of. Pulled a 30,000-pound bus, and we were about a second slower than the winners, so not a bad showing from ALB. And last but not least, Peter and John and myself went to the Shaker Place nursing home about a week ago. They have a speaker series called Shaker Place Presents. They haven't done it since the pandemic, so we were the first people. Welcome back. Didn't get any photos due to privacy and HIPAA guidelines, but one of the residents there drew this artwork for us and was proud to give it to us as a gift. And it was spent about an hour and a half with them, and it was a nice afternoon. So that is my report. If anyone has any questions, happy to answer.
Questions? Thanks, Matt. Do we have anything new with arts and?
Yes, in the spirit of brevity, I could give my time back. Just, unless you have any questions.
Any questions on?
Everything
going
looks
anew?
great. I've been walking the airport and had the opportunity to catch a little kid in the play area, and
Oh, good.
it was lovely,
good.
and it was a great experience. So good work, and keep that. We'll look forward to other.
I've had a very, very busy month. And I can share all that with you next
Great.
time around.
Of course.
I'll
We'll
yield my
look
time
forward
back.
to it. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Sure.
And anything new with planning, Dave?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Spirit of briefness, not much from last month other than Friday, the town colony notified us that they are reviewing a offer we made for a parcel of land that we have at the approach end of 2/8 in our runway protection zone. So next month, I should have some more in-depth updates for you.
All right, thank you. Let's jump right into agenda items, starting with 10.1, Chris.
Thank you, Chairman Christina. In the interest of time, I'm gonna take 10.1 and 10.2 together, as they're essentially identical requests for an operating permit with Prime Flight Aviation Services. 10.1 is with Avello, and 10.2 is with Breeze. This is a permit which looks to commence on November 1st and expires at various points in time that generally sync up with our use and lease agreement, and it is for de-icing services. The permit requires payment to the authority of 5% of all Prime Flight's gross revenue generated from both of the permits. We're looking for approval of 10.1 and 10.2.
Okay, does anyone have any questions on the operating permits with both airlines? See no questions, take a motion to approve. Sari,
Second.
second JR, all in favor? Okay, 10.3, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 10.3, I'm looking for the authorization from the board to award alternates number 1 and number 2 to contract 1196 GC for the apron reconstruction and rehabilitation of the commercial service, ARP, and general aviation operations. The original contract of 1196 GC was awarded to Reifenberg, and having gotten additional funding from the FAA, which Matt will tell you about in a little bit, we can confidently award them also alternates number 1 and 2. They were, out of 3 bidders, they were the low bidder on all the GC plus the alts 1 and all 2, so it fell in nice line. So that'll bring the contract amount up from $4,899,115 to $882,115. And what that allows to do is, instead of just doing the GA apron in front of Hangar 1, and ARP will be able to go all the way down through Millionaire, all the way past Piedmont. It'll take care of the whole south end all the way to the end. And everything will be upgraded to current standards for larger planes, heavier planes, and to handle the traffic that Millionaire has been handling over the last few years. That pavement and drainage system is in need of a lot of work. So
With a total cost to the airport of 5%, right?
5%, airport, FAA pays 90, stays 5, and we're in for 5, 5 cents on the dollar.
Good deal.
John, do you have the numbers of what the next bidder was?
They were in the backup for that, but they were all, the other 2 bidders were behind them. Oh,
I have a sheet here if you want to look
the
at
sheets
it.
are there, yeah, I'm sorry.
What, you just tell us what it was?
Yeah, sure. Let's see here. Reifenberg, for the base contract, Reifenberg was low at 4,899. That's 4,899,000. Next was J.H. Malloy, 5,729,000. And the high bidder was Jerson, 6,067,000. That's for the base bid. And I have the alternates here if you want to look at it.
Okay, we have Harold and Janet, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 10.4, Margaret.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 10.4 is an authorization, requesting authorization to make purchases under the New York State contract for vehicle and equipment parts and related products. Contract period is from August 6th of 25 to August 5th of 2030. The New York State Office General Procurement Services have conducted competitive bidding for vehicle and equipment parts. And we're just looking to piggyback off that contract. They're for normal items. We go to Napa for filters, wiper blades, and so forth.
Okay, any questions for Margaret? Okay, Steve, second.
Second.
Sari, all in favor?
Aye.
10.5, Margaret.
Thank you again. This request is for an authorization to purchase a new metering system for our fuel trucks through our sole source purchase from General Trans Service, which is who supplies our fuel trucks, also known as Ramp Master. Looking to purchase new meters for the fuel trucks, upgrade our system. Currently, I think like 6 months ago, we came to you and asked for request to, we have a new system called QT Technology. This will integrate automatically with that system and also replacing meters due to their age.
Any questions for Margaret? Motion,
So moved.
JR, second. Sari, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 10.6, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 10.6 is request authorization to award contract number 1255, garage sealant repair to Schnell Contracting. Base amount $78,612. This is to remove and replace the sealants between the T-beams on both garages, the north and south garage on the top floor, and this will help alleviate any water, sediment, ice passing through to the fourth floor and causing any damage or to cars or anything like that. We did receive 6 proposals on this, and we had a committee, 4-person committee meet based on qualifications, price, and being able to meet an accelerated schedule. We want this completed before the holidays, before Thanksgiving. That's why we chose Snell. We recommend approval.
Any questions for Matt? Okay, if not, take a motion.
So moved.
Sari, second. Janet, all in favor?
Aye.
10.7, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This request is to issue a purchase order for a design of the departure hall, lounge, restroom areas in the 7th lane for CNS companies. This is the second purchase order requested for this purpose. The work that they're adding is the construction management services, design of a roof structure over the restroom, so it has storage capacity loading, not that we'll be adding the storage capacity, just for safety reasons, we're going to add that roof structure. And also, it includes the design of enclosure sprinkler piping for the second level adjacent to the third level stairway. As you go up, there's a exposed sprinkler piping that we'll be enclosing. So staff's reviewed it, they've agreed to advance this work. But they'll need an additional $30,000 because it's being advanced on a T&M material, time and material basis. So with that, with this $30,000, we're going to complete this initiative here.
Okay, questions for John? Make a motion to approve. Harold, second. Steve, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 11.1, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 11.1, authorization of change order number 8 for construction contract 1127 GC for Concourse A rehabilitation to AOW Construction. Change order amount $168,936. The work includes additional excavation, site modification, formwork, material labor to revise, and the reconfiguration of the blast wall. This was to satisfy individual airline HVAC requirements. And then we also had to redo the exterior security cameras along that blast wall that needed to be upgraded. And also additional work to meet TSA security requirements. We redid the iStar keypads near gates A3, A5, and then the sterile M, N, and P. And the wires, it had to be relocated and then completely rewired to the lower level. If there's any questions.
Any questions for Matt? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve. Sari, second. Janet, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 11.2, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm looking for the board's authorization to award contract change order number 7, construction contract 21-1082-INT-STR for the pre-TSA terminal expansion with MLB Construction Services. Change order number 7 value is $226,507. And for that, we have done additional spray-on fireproofing to meet the latest and greatest high energy code requirements, based with the geothermal that we were set up to do with the new equipment. So we added that in there. So that caused us to put an additional thickness under, especially underneath. That was a biggie. There's been a revision to the bow tie ceiling as far as the framing system to allow our people, once this place is built, to be able to get access to some of the points so we can repair things in case something happens through piping, wiring, anything, giving us the access points. So we had to change the way we hung that ceiling to do it. And then there's additional HVAC revisions for hangers to redo the VAB, there's strainers. What that does is it keeps garbage out of the air. It helps filter out the air and keep another environmental control system that needs to be in place to keep the air as fresh as possible.
Any questions for John? Seeing none, take a motion to approve. Janet, second. Sari, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 11.3, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 11.3 is authorization to award change order number 15 to construction contract 21-1082-GC for the pre-TSA terminal expansion with MLB Construction. And the value of change order number 15 is $50,696. And for that, the work included in that was the east mat. There's an east mat slab that had to be done. It's a very heavily reinforced, very thick concrete slab that had to be worked around existing foundations that were not shown in the as-built drawings originally for this terminal. So when we took it apart, we had to reconfigure the whole thing, which made them have to get all new rebar. Usually rebar is not a big deal, but when you're talking number 11 bars, they're an inch and a quarter diameter. They're big bars. Heavy duty, all had to be rebent and redone. And then the other thing was we had to build a passageway for the sanitary sewer. Everybody's familiar with the sanitary sewer. We wanted to keep that flowing, so we had to reroute that and keep that around the mat slab so we could get to it if needed.
Okay.
Question, John, question.
Yep, Steve.
You know my question. Does this fall within the 4%
Yes.
between the two of the
Yes,
last
it
two
does.
things?
We're getting close, but yes, we're still under the 4%.
We're getting close, and
We're
we're
getting
still a ways away.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. And we're watching it closely, but we're still within your 4%. Yes.
Okay. I'll make the motion then.
All right, motion by Steve, second. Sari, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and finally, 12.1, I have Chris and Matt.
Thank you, Chairman Frisina. I'm just gonna start with some preliminary comments on item 12.1. As the board will recall, Peter had reached out to advise the board there's some great news that we would be receiving a federal grant. However, it wouldn't necessarily mesh with our board timeline. So time was of the essence, as on Thursday, September 18th, we did receive official notification that the FAA was officially offering us the $8 million of discretionary money for a particular project, and that we needed to turn that around no later than the following day, which we did under a board resolution from 2014, which permits the CEO to execute such grants in the interest of the airport authority. So I say that, and now I turn it over to Matt Moke, who put a tremendous amount of work into securing this grant.
Yeah, the grant total is basically 12.9 million. We have our primary entitlement we get every year from the FAA. That makes up to 4.5. And then I worked extensively with the FAA back and forth to procure the additional discretionary money, the 8.4. This is why John's previous item, the contract 1196, the GC apron, that's why we did the base bid was just over that 4.5 million, and we had all two. We didn't know exactly how much discretionary we'd get, and very happily we got the 8.4, which is more than actually what I thought we would have got. That's why that contract was set up that way as well. So, any questions on this?
Great.
But this was a great one.
Does anyone have any questions for either Chris or Matt? Seeing none, take a motion to approve. Harold, second. Janet, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's 12.1. Which brings us to, is there any old business or new business? I don't Okay, in that case, take a motion to go into executive session to, discuss a matter involving a particular corporation. Carol moves it.
Second.
Second, Sari, all in favor? Thank you.
Sam, I just got